Good morning everyone, welcome to today's assembly. Hope you're all well, hope you're all safe and looking after each other. So today we are going to talk about St George's Day. We're going to go through a little bit about the life of St George, and then we're going to do a little bit of a story. Can I just say a big thank you to all the people that are watching, to every one of you. Thank you to Heidi, who keeps commenting and saying how much she loves the assembly. Thank you to Lucas, who I saw some videos, sent me some videos. Mum sent me some videos yesterday of some fantastic gymnastics and dance, and he's enjoying the assemblies every day as well, so brilliant, thank you Lucas. And also a big thank you to the people who are still sending me work in. I've received this one, which is from Emmerich. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, so there is his Oceans poster, which is fantastic, and we are going to talk about that tomorrow in tomorrow's assembly, and any others that come in as well, so thank you very much for that. It's absolutely brilliant. So, but today we're going to talk about St George's Day and what that is. Tomorrow I'm going to tie in British values and talk a little bit about British values and what they are. But today I'm just going to tell you about St George. So today's St George's Day. He's the patron saint of England, where we live. It's a fantastic, lovely day out there. So today we need to think about our fantastic country that we are in. You can listen to the national anthem, you can listen to Jerusalem, and make you feel very English and part of this wonderful country that we are in at the moment. So St George is our patron saint, and it's a very good day to celebrate being in our country and being part of our country. So, but it's not just celebrating in this country as well. He was actually from Turkey, St George, and he is a patron saint of many other countries as well, of Brazil, of Italy. They celebrate in China, in Portugal, in Greece and India, Canada, Lebanon, Ethiopia and Malta as well. He's remembered in those countries, and he's very special in England. He's a very special saint in England. So as is St Patrick in Ireland. So St Patrick's the patron saint of Ireland and St George of England. So here's some things about St George that's special about him. I'm going to tell you the story, his story, of the factual story about St George, and then after it I'm going to tell you the stories that were made up after his life. So this is the true part of it. There was somebody called St George. He was around and there were stories about him, and then after his death lots of other stories about dragons and things like that were made up, so we're going to tell that story as well. So we'll move on, we're going to talk, Harry, next about the fact that George was born in a country that was called Turkey, as I've mentioned before, thousands of years ago, so a long, long time ago. He was a Christian, and his father was a Christian as well, and he went to join the Roman army. He was a really, really good soldier. Harry moved on. So he was a good soldier in the army, and he fought very, very well. He was put in command of a big army by the emperor. The emperor, though, wasn't a very nice emperor. He wasn't a very kind emperor. There we go. He wasn't a very good emperor, and he liked to kill Christians. He didn't like people who prayed for Jesus. So he was made to order. So George was made to order to kill them, and he didn't want to kill them because his father was Christian. He didn't want to do that, but he was asked to kill Christians. George refused to do that and told the emperor he was not willing to kill Christians. It wasn't right, not just because they were Christians, but he felt it wasn't the right thing to do as well. So he was a good person and said he wasn't going to do it. But sadly, that made the emperor very, very angry. Next slide, Harry. Very, very angry, and he decided to kill George on the 23rd of April, which is today. So that's why today is St George's Day. So he was a very, very brave soldier, a brilliant soldier, but also stood up for what he believed in, which is super important, that you stand up for what you believe in and do the right thing. And George did the right thing. So after he died, he was then called a saint. You're not usually called a saint before you die. So after he died, he was called a saint and became very, very special all over the world. When English soldiers began to fight in other countries, they would have the cross of St George on their chest when they were fighting in other countries throughout the world. So there is a picture there of a soldier ready for battle. They wouldn't have guns in those days, they had swords and shields. So, King Edward III decided that he would become the patron saint, that George would become the patron saint of England, and he built a castle, so he built a church near his castle that the Queen still uses today, a big beautiful church that we're going to show a picture of in a moment. Here it is. So there is the church, St George's Church there. we go. So stories began to pass around. So St George was a famous person, he was a kind person, he stood up for what he believed in. And that's really, really important. But then stories started to go around. So today we're going to tell you the story of George and the Dragon. I've not put any links today to these stories. These stories you can find on YouTube if you want to watch another video. There's lots of different types of stories. This is just my version of the story. There's lots of different George and the Dragon stories. So Finn is going to be George. Come over here, George. And he is a mighty, mighty warrior. Finn, show how you're a mighty warrior. There he is, look at that. Swing your sword, Finn. Oh, he's a tough, mighty warrior. So George was travelling around England, as the story goes. Remember, this is a story. And he was helping lots of people. He was going around helping people, fighting bad people, because that's what he was good at, and standing up for what's right. And then an evil, scary dragon came. There he is. It's Bowser and Harry. So the dragon decided to be really mean to a town, and he started to set fire to things and burn things and be generally mean. So the townspeople decided that they would give all their food to the dragon, but he was still not happy. Unhappy Bowser there. So they decided that the next best thing to do was to give all of their money and coins and things like that. So there's their piggy bank with all their money in. But are you happy? No, they're still not happy. Can I say, by the way, it wouldn't have been Bowser, it would have been a different dragon possibly. So they've given the money away, they've given their food away. So the final thing they tried was to give their princess. They would have had a full princess. I'm just using Elsa today, Elsa's head. So they gave the princess to Bowser. The dragon. So George was travelling through the town, and the townspeople said about what had happened, about this terrible dragon that had taken their princess, that had taken their food, and that had taken their money as well. So George was very angry. Just wait before you kill the dragon. George was very angry, weren't you? So you're going to bash your shield with his sword. Oh, he's going to bash Bowser, there he goes. So George went after Bowser and Harry, and he stabbed him. Go on, Finn, do it again, here we go. And the dragon died. He won the battle, and he got back the princess and the money. There we go. And probably not the food, but he got the princess and the money, and he saved them, and everyone was happy, and lived happily ever after. What a lovely story of George. Finn, do you want to move your food? Thank you. Saving the town from the dragon. Okay, Harry, move forward a little bit on the PowerPoint. So here's some pictures on there of George slaying the dragon, different pictures. Some stories say the dragon was by a river and inside a river. Some say he was in a cave. There's lots of different stories. Harry, go on to the next page. There he is again. There's another picture of George slaying the dragon. One more. So the most famous picture is actually in the London Art Gallery of George. If you ever get a chance when we're out of lockdown, we're allowed out again to go down to London and you do go to the National Gallery, there is a fantastic famous picture of George there. Okay, so we'll finish on that slide there. A big thank you for watching today. Go and do some research about George. There's lots of activities out there for you to do as well and to find. So have a really good day. Enjoy all the things you are doing in your house. Look after yourselves and stay safe. One final thing, if you do want the PowerPoint, you might want to get this up, you do want the PowerPoints, they're all on the website. If you go to the parents section where all the activities that you're doing and you can do at home are, you will also find this there as well. So the PowerPoints will be there for you to use at home. Have a great day everyone, thank you, see you soon, bye guys.
Bye.